hey guys, it's Tracy from Tea Time with Tracy. Or should I say Tea Time with Tracy and Violet. Violet's down here. We're in our haunted basement or spooky basement or whatever you want to call it. This is just one of my many shelves of my home preserves. Just FYI, if you don't follow me over on my other channel. I do canning sometimes. I haven't done it for a while yet. But Violet, get out of there. Anyways, I have a couple books to talk to you about. I was debating on whether to do like a book haul. I have a couple of book hauls to do, but I'll do that. But I just finished a couple of books yesterday. Oh, where is my... Let's pick out a teacup. But this is a candle. And I thought, I'll put it right on top of some canned deer meat right there. And we'll have a little ambiance down here. Why not? Why not? But yeah, my house is older than the hills, and I love every corner, every cobweb, everything about it. So, though it might look spooky sometimes, and there might be ghosts and goblins here, they're nice ones. They're nice to us anyways. And they like a little bit of an ambiance. So, oh, of course, I push it in too hard. Smooth, Tracy. Right, Violet? There we go. Perfect. So I have I'm using my same teapot that I used the other day. The blue one of Mom's. But before I pour tea in it, I'm just letting it steep. I brought down my little light because I didn't know how long I would need. I'm having some orange and cinnamon spice. Yeah, kind of fallish, I guess, but I wanted it, so I'm having it. But I picked this beauty. Look at her. Now, if you can't tell, she's like a very, very, it's like limeish green or really light green, pastel green. You see that? And this, all right, let's go over her. She's really fancy. So let's just look at her handle here. She has gold on this side, gold on the back, and gold on this side. They're not always like that. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why, or is it just style? But you can see she has a little cufflink here. And a little shoulder pad up here. Yeah. Designing women much. She has a gold ring on the inside. Now, she doesn't have any flowers. Sometimes you see my teacups and they have flowers, but she has gold all the way around. Yeah. And the top part of her is that same color green as her pedestal, or one of you guys call it a skirt, which I like that too. She has a gold band here and a gold band down here and gold right up on the tippy top. So yeah, she comes all the way from, oh gosh, made in England, Colclough, I don't know, I'm not sure how you say that. Colclough. Colclough. Yeah, made in England, but beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Are you smelling anything good over there? That's what my wine bottle's over there. I don't know if this is ready yet, but we're going to try it. I can smell it. Yeah, this has a lot of color. I only have one bag in here too, but I didn't fill it up all the way. So I know that looks like a big fire, but it is, it's all right. It's all right. It's just the energy around here. Trying not to freak you guys out, but I embrace it all. Embrace it all. There's energy and life all around us. Beautiful. That's good. Just above us, I'm just below like the piano room, the playroom. The TV room's over there. So we might hear thumping and bumping, but we're down here, so it's all good. All good. Oh, delicious. Delicious. That's on some more deer meat. So, this is a duet. I wanted to do it before I forgot about it and get on. There's other books I need to talk about that I read within the month that I want to talk about it. It's just, I'm a jabberjaw, and I feel like I need to do it in individual videos. Otherwise, it'll be like a 2-hour video, which I'm not at that level yet. But this one I just finished last night. This is two authors, Isabel Starling and Rena Kent. I had not read any one of these authors. He hates me. He hates me not. This is a stalker romance. Stalker / mafia romance. Okay? I'm just trying to get the shadows out. So, Violet, the hero in this, his name is Jasper. Jasper, he's the stalker. And the heroine in this, he calls her Petal or Pet, but her name's Georgina. Now, this book starts out pretty brutally, actually. Jasper is a hitman, the best of the best hitman for the Costa family. I think this is in Chicago, I think. I gotta have another whiff. Anyways, he's 33. He had a rough childhood. His mother died right in front of him, killed, murdered. And he went into a boys' home, and he got taken from there and raised up into this Costa family. Not as a Costa family member, but groomed into this spectacular hitman. He couldn't remember much of his childhood before he went to the boys' home. He remembered some, but he had a hard time remembering his family name and things like that. His whole family, all he knew is his whole family was killed by, he wasn't sure who. He wasn't sure who at the time. So, being a hitman and being the best hitman, he's quite gruesome too. He likes to cut people's faces. I just have to say, this is a dark romance. Really quite dark. He mutilates them almost. No mercy. No mercy. I'm just checking her out. No mercy. And he starts off with this guy that portrayed the Costas. And he had to rectify that, get some information out of him, and dispose of him. So, the guy on the sharp end of the knife, he had a wife and daughter who the Costa family would certainly go after. So, he was told to go to where this lady works at the hospital and give her the heads up, get out of town, or it's slice and dice time. So that's what he does. That's what he does. I'm keeping this vague so I don't give away a whole lot of the story. Okay? This is where he crossed paths just with a simple smile with Georgina, or Georgie. She's a nurse at this hospital. He just got done speaking to this wife, sent her on her way. She was upset, visibly upset, obviously. Georgie's coming out of the exit, consoles her, and goes on her way to the car. On her way to her car, she sees this dark, stunning man. and she freezes. She's quite a paranoid person anyways, so she freezes, and then she plasters on this smile. Beautiful smile, but he's seen through it, and it's a fake smile that she uses just as a defense mechanism. And then she gets in her car and goes off. That second is what infatuated him. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. He got something sparked. Something sparked. Okay? So to give you a little lowdown about Georgie. Georgie is single. She's only ever had 2 boyfriends. Doesn't get into that at all. She has 2 cats with some funny names. She lives by herself in this rundown apartment. The paint's peeling and things like that, but it's hers. It's hers. She had a rough childhood too. Her mother was killed. She never heard tell of her father after, I don't know how old she was, 4 maybe. And then eventually goes into the system until she goes out. And there's quite an interesting story there. It's actually a significant part of the story when it all ties together. So I can't get into that because then it kind of, you'd be able to figure out the story, and I don't want that to happen. Violet, where are ya? Oh, she was out in the wood room. Anyways. On all fronts, Georgie looks like a plain, boring kind of life. She lives by herself in a 1-room apartment with 2 cats, goes to work, comes home, doesn't go out, reads a book, goes to sleep, and gets up and does it all over again. That's what she does. That's what she does. He finds this all out. He ends up convincing this college kid to leave the apartment right across the street from her and gave this college guy some fancy apartment that he had been given by the Costa that he never used, because he is super, super good at what he does, and he doesn't stay in one place for too long because he doesn't want people to track him down. So this college kid gets this luxury apartment. He gets a little crappy apartment across the street from Georgie so he can keep an eye on her. Now, I've never read a stalker romance before. I haven't really watched any stalker shows, and I know on Netflix that I wanted to watch it, I just haven't watched it. That's a stalker show, I believe, isn't it? I think. Anyways, he has the binoculars or the telescope and all that stuff. When she goes to work, he breaks into her apartment without a trace. Eventually she does start to notice some things a little off, which kind of like intrigued me, because I'm like, yeah, this is how the people think that they're crazy, because she has a phobia of spiders. She was in the bathtub one night after a hard day. And I won't get into that, but a hard day. She was having a bath. A spider comes crawling on her bathroom floor. She freezes and panics, like total breakdown anxiety, doesn't know what to do. And it's just her and the cats. So eventually she white-knuckled in her way out of the bathroom to go get a cup. Although she hates spiders, or scared of them, she couldn't kill it, so she put a cup on top of it and shut the bathroom door and locked the bathroom door. That's what she did, and went to bed. Violet. When she gets up in the morning, she's terrified to go to the bathroom, but you gotta go to the bathroom. The cup's gone. The spider's gone. And after the crazy night she had the night before, which I didn't tell you about, she wasn't sure whether she dreamed about the spider or that was just a nightmare or something. Those things are a little off. Those things are a little off. Okay? Now, Georgie has a couple of really good friends that she works with and keeps an eye out for Georgie, because they have families and stuff, and they've just known Georgie had a rough growing up and that sort of thing. Anyways, Jasper's so slick. He befriends one of her friends at a coffee shop. Not makes friends with her, but just bumps into her and stuff. Dinah is her name. And long story short, he ends up on a blind date with her. But that was his intention the whole time. The whole time. He knew what he was doing. Dinah didn't know. She didn't know. But when Georgie sees this guy, she recognizes him from that day in the parking lot because of the eyes. She recognized him because she thought he was drop dead gorgeous. Scary, but gorgeous. And he's infatuated with her steel gray eyes. Violet, what are you doing over there? Anyways, so that's where their paths cross. Okay? Now, they don't physically start to really connect, good or bad, till almost halfway through this book. And I don't mind that. I don't like insta romances. Yeah, it's okay. They looked at each other and they think that they're handsome and beautiful and stuff like that. But not head over heels in love. Where some books are like that and that's fine. Sometimes it's appropriate. Not in this case, no. So, of course, she is excited but nervous about going on this date. They end up going to a movie because this is what Dana had told Jasper. That's not his idea of a date, but that's what she said to him that Georgie would like. So they go to this scary, gory movie, and she's all frightened and jumping and leaning up against him. Turns out she likes to be scared. She likes to scare herself. She's using it almost as an immersion therapy for herself because she's scared of a lot of things. So she puts herself in that situation to try to, I don't know, help her in some way. Help herself in some way. So he figures this out. And he gives her, he's all sweet and genuine. He's not like over talkative during their first date or anything. But when it comes down to it, he stares more than talks at her. And she eventually calls him out on it. What are you doing on a date with me? Like, all you're doing is staring at me and stuff. If you're not interested in being with me, why are we on a date? Oh, I'm very interested. But what I'm more interested in is doing this or walking away. So when I say this, I mean, ooh, Nelly, this. The thing is with him, he's figured out her niche, her kink, kind of. And it's not your stereotypical run-of-the-mill, vanilla kind of activity, okay? She likes to be scared and kind of dominated. Now, she won't admit to this, but this is what she likes. She admits to it internally, not to him. So I don't think there's maybe there's trigger warnings in this. There should be trigger warnings in this. This is a very CNC, consensual non-consent kind of activities. Like, she consents to being forcefully taken, if you know what I'm saying. And he knows this, and she eventually does explain this, which I appreciate, but it's not something she has ever done before. And he sees this because she still doesn't know that he has been into her apartment. Okay? He's been into her apartment. And he's looked over her laptop, her search history, and etc., etc. Okay. So that's all I should say about these guys because I'm talking forever about this. But the big story to this is, that's a big story. Their backstory of growing up is a big story. But he works for the Costas, okay? The head person of the Costa recently died. So the person he works for, Lucio, and his brother Pablo, I think. Pablo is the older of the brother, and Pablo's child would be the heir, the head of the new Costa family. All right. Lucio and Pablo, though brothers, and they love each other in some form, they're not going to... Lucio wants to kill Pablo's son. Okay? Bastard son. He's not grown up there. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows who he is, what his name is, or anything like that. So he is tasked to find this son. And it ties into his childhood. But there's a huge twist. A huge twist. And I kind of guessed it before I got there. But it still was like, oh my God. Like, ooh, I was right. All right. Now, it's going to be hard to explain the next book because it will give away this book. But I have to say there's quite a few sex scenes in this, and I don't mind this book. I think I like this book better than the second book. Not that I didn't like the second book. I really liked it. I liked how it tied up everything, you know, you get it. You get it. This book, He Hates Me Not, starts off straight up with the sex scene, okay? And there's a lot of sex in this one. There's a lot in that one, but there's a lot in this one. And it's all my own personal choice. I don't mind scenes like that. I really don't. I just don't want the story to be all that. I don't need sex, 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 little story, sex, sex, little story, sex, 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 little story. I want maybe sex, sex, lot of story, sex, sex, lot of story, sex, and end of story. You know what I mean? But that's me. So that's what was the hiccup with this. But I do have to say the scenes that were written were very well done. Very well done. It wasn't cheeseball. It wasn't, I don't know. I don't want to say, it wasn't vulgar. It was a kink. It was a kink. Not my kink. However, a kink I was reading about. And these two explored different types of kink. Some of them, I'm not a person that would be into the type of kink that would be like kneel on the floor and kiss my feet, or, you know, like, that's not, I'm just like, what? You best be joking there, son. No. But that's me. There's a little bit of stuff like that in here. I've read other books like that, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's not me, so I can read about it. Violet, pop up here for a second so these guys can see you. Come here. There she is. There she is. You got a cobweb right on your nose. You see that? Yep. She's exploring the dungeon down here. The dungeon. But the story, the continued story of finding the son and restoring the proper heir to the Costa family is still going on. However, a turn happens where he's not working for the Costas anymore for one reason or another. Can't really say. I'm just saying. He's not. He's all automatically, they're the devil now. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe I was duped. The Costas are the devil. And in this, a lot of this book takes place in Sicily, Italy. Some in the States, but a lot of it in Sicily. And I really liked the description of the manor where they were staying, like the vineyard, the olive garden, the little town village that was not a Costa one, but a different Italian family. Violet, no, that's insulation. Get out of there. Get. So I was debating on how I was going to explain this to you, because I can't say too much about it or it gives that away. It turns out both Georgie, or Petal. It's funny, he called her Petal, but when I was reading it, I kept seeing Pearl. Pearl instead of Petal, but I knew it was Petal. He would call her Petal. They both have interesting stories that end up twisting together. That dates back to a long time ago. Again, can't really tell you. And there was a lot of, like I say, a lot of, well, erotica in this. I like the premise. I really like the first book in the sense of the whole stalker element, because I had never read any kind of a stalker thing, and the idea of a stalker romance sounded like it would be interesting, steamy to me. And it was steamy, then some, because there was a lot going on. Mally keeps messaging me. Anyways, I did enjoy this series. It took me a couple days to read it, and I'm glad I did it. I want to say, yeah, it's a little more than just a dark romance. Like, there's a lot of sex in it, heavy on the sex element. More in the second book, but I really like the first book, and I really like the scenes in that book too. It's not my cup of tea personally, but it was really well written, I thought. Now, again, trigger warnings, murder, gore, dubious consent, CNC consent, kind of humiliation, like sometimes she'd like to be called names, you know. Try that with me, but you know what I'm saying. Things like that. So it might not be for everybody, but I'm glad I read it. I wasn't blown over with, oh, I didn't clutch my pearls about it. Like, I can't believe somebody would write this. No, I don't mind that. I don't mind dabbling into the world of this kind of stuff. I really don't. And yeah, I would recommend it if you're into stalkers and you don't mind heavy on the intimate stuff. Is that a spider falling on my head? So, yeah, Isabel Starling and Rena Kent. Oh, this is good. I hear the doors opening. I don't know if it's coming down here or not. No. Yeah. So anyways. Yeah, I would recommend it if you're into that. If you want just a straight up dark romance, this is heavy on the intimate stuff. Kind of like Den of Vipers. I've never talked to you about that book on this. I really, really liked Den of Vipers. But heavy on the sex. Heavy on the sex. But there was enough story to balance it out. There was enough heavy story, I should say, I'd be okay with that amount of intimacy, connection, physical stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyways, stalker romance. Check it out if it's your thing. And, yeah. We're good. So, anyways, I'm going to finish my cup of tea. I'll go upstairs. I have a little more tea left in that pot, and I'll finish that for sure. And what time is it? It's 11:53 on Thursday. So I'll get this video up today, and I might do a book haul later on today and put that up tomorrow. I'm not sure. I have a couple. So anyways, guys, Violet, come here a sec. Come here so that you can be up here to say goodbye. Come on. Actually, I'll lift you right up because you are my baby. There. You're like, what are you doing? All right. I want to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose. But if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, mwah. All right, guys. Well, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning. And we will maybe see you tomorrow. Bye. Bloop.